this is Sam, the Frugal Hugel gardener. I'm right over here in front of a pickle barrel that is going to be filled with water weekly. There's a little nozzle on the bottom. It's a spout that I installed. I used this for all my chickens some years back, and since I relocated the chicken coop, I've been using a 7-gallon container, which I'll show you in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and move that 7-gallon container over to my brooder and use this. I think it's about 25-gallon pickle barrel. I'm not sure what it is, but it's going to hold a whole lot more than the other. And this way they have a good supply of water. Now, I tried the 55-gallon ones at one time, but it held too much water, and water goes stagnant after about 7 days, so it took a long time to drain. So this is a perfect size because it has more than a week's worth of water for your chickens, but you could drain it faster, add fresh water. Don't think because it's full, it's good quality water for your chickens. You want to change your water out weekly because it could go stagnant, and that is no good for your chickens. And you got to make sure the inside is clean. You don't want any mold buildup or anything. And do not use a white pickle barrel or a white container because sunlight goes in and creates mold or bacteria. You don't want that. So do a color one. If you do have a white one, spray paint it, cover it with black plastic wrap or bag or something. You don't want any light to get through. So with that said, this one over here, I'm going to go ahead and add soap and water and scrub it up, and then we're going to move it over to my nipple feeder, and I'll explain it and show you how I did it. That way no dirt or bacteria gets inside the nipple feeder itself, and it's a whole lot easier to use the nipple system than it is to provide water daily. It's an extra chore. So with that said, let me get going, and then we'll head on over to the chicken run where I show you the nipple watering system. Now I keep the watering system and the feed outside of the coop. I don't put any water or any feed in the coop. They go in at night for two things. One is to roost, and they go in there to lay eggs. That is it. Get out of the sun, get out of the shade, get into the shade, get out of the rain, stuff like that. But I provide plenty of shelter outside for sun, shade, and rain protection. And actually the chickens love rain. When it rains, they all come out of the protection and they start foraging through the grass, because little insects that are down in the grass, when it rains, they come up to the top and they go bananas. So I kind of like watching them when it's raining because they do like that. So let me get this going and we'll show you what's going on. Okay, so basically I scrubbed the inside, used the brush and used the scrubby. I took out the spigot, I cleaned the inside of it. I removed this, so basically I got all angles and I flushed it out. And then this goes back in. I just want you to see that, because bacteria and mold could get right up in here. So sterilized it with bleach. Kills germs and everything. Took this out. This is what goes in. This is holds it on the other side. It screws in like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it together. So I just kind of wanted to show you this is an important part, because right down here it just leaves the hole, and everything inside that hole is clean now. Everything inside the pickle barrel is sterilized, and the same thing over here. I'll get back to you. Okay, so once the pickle barrel is sterilized on the inside and the outside, and you sterilize the spigot, you put it back in, holding it from the back side really tight with a PVC union or fitting. And then you make sure when you're filling it up, it does not leak, and make sure it functions. So here you can see the water is coming out, and that will go into the hose to the nipple water. So let me close that. Let me show you on the inside. Everything looks good. So now let's go over there and attach it. Okay, so I'm over here by my water jug. I have this over it here, so the sun beats down on this, and this gets real hot. It's hot right now. It's first thing in the morning. I'll take that off. And now when you feel this jug, it's nice and cool. So the water in here does not heat up. So for this bigger barrel, I'm going to slip one of these over it and cut one out and slip one down over it. That way it covers the whole thing. Okay, so this jug right here is 7 gallons. What I did was, let me take this apart now. I'm going to close the valve. Disconnect the hose. And stand it up. Now when this comes, there's nothing on the top over here except a little spigot, plastic. I undid the spigot and I went ahead and screwed this down in there. First I got a brass fitting like this and I screwed it in. And then this goes on top. And then you have your on and off. One going to the nipple water and the other one I could just open and drain this. Well, this served this purpose and it worked good. Now if you only have a couple chickens, this would be good. I'm filling this up now about twice a week. If I go once a week, I'll come out and basically this will be almost empty, or it will be empty and no more water will be coming out and the chickens will be real thirsty. So I know that this is undersized for the amount of chickens I have. So I'm going to take this and move it down to my brooder. But let me go ahead and drain it first as we go. I'm going to open these valves. When I put it down, you can see it's draining right here. So this is the bucket. Now let's go ahead and go on the inside. What I did was I got a watering hose that I cut and then I put it on a brass fitting. Now let's go on the inside. Okay, so over here I got a long PVC pipe that goes down into there. And I put these nipple waterers right here. See it coming out when I touch it? And up here, it's got different type. So it's got 2 different types. The younger chicks will do this. When they get older, they'll do that. And then I have a drain plug at the end over here. You open it up, it'll drain to clean it out. But you can see what it looks like. I went ahead and put this behind it over here, so when the chickens are getting water, no predator could reach in and get it from the outside because it's protected. Plus, it rests up on this, and I could raise it and lower it. But this is what it looks like. Right up in here, and you can see the hose going that way. Okay, so that's what it looks on the inside. And you can see all these chickens over here drink out of it. There's no other water around. And then these other chickens I have over here are 2 different types. This is a makeshift brooder run I have over here with a feeder, and the run goes all the way down to the end. They're going to get integrated. Right now it's see, don't touch. But eventually they'll be out here. But for right now, they're drinking out of those 3 and those 2 top ones. And all the rest are out here. That is I think it's 5 foot long, and I spaced them out and I drilled them with a drill press so they're all even. First I put a line down the middle, and I got another one, another pipe, because I cut the 10-foot pipe in half, that I'm gonna make and put on the brooder down there. Right now I'm using just a bucket with a nipple on it. So when I move this over there, then I'll set that up. So let's go outside and hook it up. And the reason for utilizing that is that anybody with chickens knows that if you have any type of water out here, the chickens put a lot of dirt in it and it gets messy. So that you fill it up from the outside, the chickens drink out of the nipples, nothing gets dirty, nothing gets moldy, and you get the point. So let's go ahead and put that pickle barrel up there, and I'll show you the difference in size and what it's going to do. Okay, so I'm on the back side of the run. You'll notice I have roofing material here, sheet metal, and then I have it over here. That's to stop the rain from coming in. Plus there's a little brooder over there with some roost that stops the rain and the sun. And then right over here, another sheet metal that stops the sideways rain. And if you notice, over the water and the feeder for these little guys, there's more sheet metal to stop the sun and to stop the rain so their feed stays dry. So, okay, so right over here, this is empty. This is the difference. You can see the difference in size right here. There's a huge difference. So this one was being used. I had Comfrey Bakken 14 compost tea in here. So I went ahead and fertilized all my fruit trees and banana plants, emptied it out, scrubbed it out inside and out. The same thing with the spigot on it. And so it's really clean on the inside as well as the outside. Smells good. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fill it up, and I'm going to attach the hose here, and I don't need that anymore. Now this is going to sit on here, and this is going to attach to it, to this right over here. Okay, so that's attached. This will come like that. This top goes on it. I'm going to take this, put this over the top, but you'll notice the blue over here, the sun could still bake on it. So I'm going to go get a ripped one over there and wrap it around down here so no sun hits the barrel. If you let this bake in the sun all day, the water will get hot and the chickens are drinking hot water. I'd rather the water stay really cool. Okay, so I have my hose. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. Let me fill this up and I'll get back to you. It's going to take a while. Okay, so it's getting filled up with clean water. You always want to make sure no debris gets in there because it could clog up the nipples. Okay, so as you can see, it's filled up. If there was anything in there, it'd be floating and you could just swipe it out. But it looks nice and clean. You can see all the way to the bottom. Now just take the lid. And by the way, these lids on pickle barrels got a seal in them. Just put this on top. And that's about it. If you want, you could put this ring on it if you want. You really don't need it. Nothing's going to get into it. But if you think the wind's going to blow it off, you can put that on. I don't need to use it. Now, if you want to check to see if this is empty, you just lift up the top, look in it, or you could just shake it a little bit and you could tell if there's anything in it. Okay, so this is nice and clean. Take this off for now. This goes over the top. Now I'm going to go to that side of the property and get another one and wrap it around and show you what it looks like to keep that. Let the sun bake on this and insulate that. Okay, so I got another big planter. You can see it has a split in it. I'm the Frugal Hugel gardener. So I was being frugal and I saved this because I had thought at one time I would use it. And some of the smaller ones I slit like this and cut out the bottom and put it over by my AC unit where the copper comes out, and that creates shade over it. There's a lot of uses that you could do for shade protection. So I just got scissors and I'm gonna cut off the bottom. So let me do that and I'll get back to you. Okay, so you can see I cut off the whole bottom. I don't know what I'll use this for, but hey, it looks pretty good to me. I'll be able to use it for something, so I'll save it. Okay, so here the whole thing's cut off and it's slit. Let me hose it off. Okay, now I don't know if it's gonna fit, but I think it will. Okay, it wraps around and I can still get to the nozzle on the back side, so that looks really nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this, put it on top. That's gonna hold this in place, and this is gonna be sun protection. The barrel is gonna stay cool and the water in it's gonna stay cool. And this here is going to be hot to the touch, but it won't pass through. It's like a double pane window. It's providing shade. This is taking the heat, a radiant barrier. It's putting shade on the plastic barrel, and the barrel does not get hot. It just works out that way. That's the way I always did it. So I use it because look, I'm in direct sun. Now, you could build a little house over there, so something like that. Come on out, down, have a door. You could get fancy. And I may even do that. But over here, we have hurricanes. So I don't like putting tops on a lot of things. That's why the Run only has shade cloth, 70% shade cloth, the green stuff they use on fences. It provides enough shade for the chickens, 70%. I can feel the difference. When I'm in there and I'm in the sun, I feel it. If I just go into the shade like this, it feels a lot cooler. Well, the reason why I don't put sheet metal up there, a hurricane comes, it's just gonna tear it up. So when a hurricane comes, I'll just take really quick, undo all of the fabric, take it off, put it inside. The wind could rip through the chain link fence and the horse 2x4 fencing, and no resistance, no damage, hopefully. The shed, by the way, is anchored down with hurricane anchors, and also I have hurricane panels that go up on the ventilation openings. On my build video for the shed, I get into that. We're in Florida. We need to protect even the chicken coop, the chicken run, everything. So I like to put the water up off the ground over here, so it has water pressure going down into it. You don't want the hose to go up, you want it to go down. And so it's off the ground on a table I made out of 4x4s and 2x4s with plywood top. This table here is probably 14 years old now, because I had it on my other coop, moved it over here. And this barrel is 14 years old too. Same barrel I had over there is now over here. Things last when you do it right. So anyway, hey, this is Sam, the Frugal Hugel gardener. I hope you enjoyed my little video. of how I went ahead and utilized a pickle barrel with a drinkable garden hose into a long PVC pipe, which has down nipples and side nipples, so the chickens have their choice. Fresh water all the time, no worry about mold, mildew, contamination, dirt getting into it. Just nice fresh drinking water like that. Now if you watch any of my chick videos, when I got the chicks home, put them in the brooder, when I hatched them and put them in the brooder, believe it or not, the chickens drank out of those nipples first time, first day I put them in there. You just put their head up to it, they drink a little water, they're used to it. So all these chickens here have been drinking out of the nipples all their life. But if you to incorporate this in your coop with existing chickens, they're gonna pick it up just like that. They know where the water is, they know where the food is. That's just nature. That's what they do. They eat, they drink, they lay eggs, and the rooster has his job too. And you know, that's their life. So anyway, hey, if you liked my video, give me a like, give me a share. Come on over to my Facebook page. Come on over to my Facebook group. We would love to have you. Subscribe. I'm going to come up with some more creative videos. I mean, these chickens are young. I'm going to probably have them for 14, 15 years for their whole lifespan. They're inside of a predator-proof run and coop, so nothing's going to get at them. They're going to live to a nice, healthy old age if I don't eat them. So anyway, a lot of gardening videos, a lot of fruit, vegetable videos, a lot of banana videos, a lot of chicken videos, a lot of creative how-to videos. A lot of stuff is coming up. So hey, subscribe. I know I'm not the best YouTuber. I know that. I'm a simple farmer, gardener, but I know my stuff. And what I'm trying to do is show you what I do on a daily, a weekly, a monthly, a yearly, seasonally, hurricanes, you know, all this stuff happening. I just show you what I have to go through. When everything gets knocked back down by a hurricane, I rebuild. Everything just starts coming back again. So a lot of work, a lot of effort, but a lot of the stuff I show you could use down south where it's hot out, but you could also use it up north. There's a little bit of everything for everybody. So bear with me when I do these videos, because basically I'm actually doing my work and saying, let me turn on the video for a few minutes to show somebody, my followers, what I'm doing. So hopefully you enjoy it. We'll talk to you soon.